Hey you guys, it's Miss Dana Dane coming to you guys with another video. And in this video, I'm showing you guys how I make my homemade turkey tacos. We of course have the Genio turkey, the Ortega taco seasoning, the Ortega taco sauce, which I'm not a fan of, so I'm going to push that off to the side. We have our cilantro lime sour cream, which is a must. Oh my God, if you guys haven't tried it, please do. Our shredded lettuce, tomatoes, guacamole, onions, Tillamook cheese, and then we have our cilantro. Okay, so we're going to start this video off by browning our ground turkey. So I'm not a fan of ground beef. I haven't eaten ground beef in many years, so I use ground turkey for everything. So it could be ground turkey or ground chicken, either or. Those are the items that I use for my tacos. So you can also use ground beef. But to speed up the cooking process, if you guys want to add half a cup of water, it will speed up your browning process by 50%. So what it does is you're browning as well as boiling your turkey meat or your ground beef or your ground chicken. So like I said, it speeds up your process by 50%. And here I am showing you guys the boiling process. So you're browning it, and then I'm showing you guys where I'm pointing at where it's boiling as well. So we're browning that up. We're going to add some salt just to bring out the flavors of your food. Please salt your food. Here I am with some ground pepper. Now, I'm not heavy with the salt, but I do use salt on my food just for flavor. So here we go. The meat is almost completely browned. And then we're going to go in with our Ortega taco seasoning. Now, I use Ortega taco seasoning because it's my favorite. I love the flavor of the Ortega taco seasoning. And oh my God, it just gives your tacos a whole different kick to them. So again, here's the Ortega taco seasoning, and I use 2 packs for every pack of ground turkey. So once you've added your Ortega taco seasoning, you're going to go ahead and mix that in as much as possible. And then during the mixing process, you also want to add a half a cup of water to the mixture. And the reason why you're going to add the water to it is because it's going to thicken up really, really well because of the seasoning. So make sure you add at least a half a cup of water to your mixture so it can thin out, because you can see the consistency is fairly thick. So I'm going in with just a little bit more salt, some Lawry's and then garlic powder. This is not garlic salt, this is garlic powder. So make sure you guys use garlic powder and not garlic salt, because you don't want to over salt your food, but you do want to salt your food. So just finishing up the process with the browning and the mixture. And as you can see here, I'm just mixing it up, and I'm going to show you guys the consistency of what you want when this is complete. So you see the consistency there, but you're going to leave this to simmer. And when you leave it to simmer, it's going to thicken up more. So you want to flatten it out so it can get even simmer, and then just turn your fire down as low as possible. Now we're going to go in with this skillet that I've had for years, so I don't want to hear nothing about my skillet. I'm keeping it. We're going to go in with the taco shells, and I use Mission corn tortillas just because for me, they cook really evenly, and I like the flavor of them. And they're just a little bit thicker than most of the taco shells that I've used in the past. So I find myself always going back to Mission white corn tortillas. So I'm just mixing up the taco meat again because, again, like I said, it's going to thicken up. So you just want to make sure that you keep an eye on it to make sure that it doesn't overcook, that you want it at a simmer, and to make sure that it's simmering evenly. And yes, it is Mimosa Sunday, so that's why you see my little mimosa in the background that I keep sipping on as I'm cooking. And here I am turning over my taco shells. So I do not fold them at the initial turn. I make sure that they're cooked another 30 seconds after I flip them, because you don't want them to break in half. So I find that once I cook them evenly on one side and I flip them over first and let them cook for another 30 seconds or so, then I flip them in half, that they don't break in half and your taco meat and cheese and everything doesn't fall in your plate once you bite it. So again, make sure that you cook them for another 30 seconds on the other side and check the consistency like you see me doing to see how pliable they are. And then once you feel like they're pliable enough, then flip them in half and let them cook for, just a couple more seconds once you flip them in half. And then I used that paper towel that I placed in front of the skillet to catch any additional oils that will come off of the taco shells. You don't want oily taco shells. Oh, that is so gross. So I just put the paper towels there to, like I said, absorb any oils that might be there. So right now I'm just getting some more taco shells because this is going to be a revolving process for me. I can only cook in this skillet 3 taco shells at a time. And in my household, tacos go anywhere from 6 to 10 on a plate. So yes, 6 to 10 on a plate. I personally probably can eat 4, but yeah, everyone else 6 to 10 on a plate. So I just get myself ready for my next round. After I finish the process with the first 3, I grab them and make sure that I drain any grease, any excess oil off of the shells that I can, and then place them on the paper towel. So again, you want to do this in rotation. It's fairly easy when you do it in rotation. So I'm taking all 3 out. I'm going to put 3 more in. And I just keep doing this until I've made enough tacos for everyone in the house. So just keep this rotation going. And there you see the tacos, the taco shells that have been completed are resting on a paper towel to get any excess oil off of them. And again, we're going to keep it moving, and we're going to keep doing this, and we're going to keep drinking these mimosas. We're going to keep sipping on this mimosa. So I think this is probably the boring process of the whole taco making shells is the boring process of making tacos is making the shells. That's what I meant to say. Now here we are finishing up our tacos by doing our dressing, and the dressing is the lettuce, the cheese, the tomatoes, the onions, the cilantro, the guacamole. So here I just take my kitchen shears and cut up the cilantro, which makes life so much easier. If you guys don't have any kitchen shears, please invest in a pair of kitchen shears. Even if you get you some regular scissors that you only use in your kitchen, oh my God, these things are a lifesaver. So just get you some kitchen shears, cut up some cilantro. If you haven't had cilantro on tacos, oh my goodness, you are missing a treat. So next we're going to slice up this tomato, and Lord have mercy, why did I pull this dull knife out of my kitchen drawer? But for the sake of this video, I am not gonna stop. I'm gonna keep going with this dull knife and finish slicing up these tomatoes, or butchering actually these tomatoes. So after I butcher this tomato, I'm gonna go ahead and butcher that onion. So if this knife was sharp, it would not take me this long to cut this tomato up. But because this knife is so dull, yeah, this is what it's turning out to be, a massacre. Now, y'all know it should not be taking me this long to cut this tomato up. So we gonna move on eventually to this onion. And I'm only slicing up a portion of the onion because not too many people in this household eat onions, and I'm one of them. I am not a fan of onions. If I cook anything with onions in it, I cannot see it, because if I see it, I won't eat it. So I do cook certain meals with onions, but the onions are diced up so small, they're basically dissolved in the food. So raw onions on my tacos is a no-no, but other people like them, so I'm going to make sure that I make the onions and tomatoes available for whomever would like them. So now, for the sake of this video, I'm going to go ahead and have the plate of taco shells with the meat already in it, because of course, right, the video, I don't want to bore you guys. So here's the taco shells with the meat already in it. And I always put a paper towel under my tacos, the shells, so it can absorb any oil that might be left on a plate, because I don't want my tacos sitting in oil as I eat them. So here we are now. We're just dressing the tacos with some guacamole. And these are not my tacos. I serve everybody in the house first before I eat. So here is the first plate being made with guacamole. And then we're going to go in with some lettuce. Thank God for shredded lettuce. Store-bought shredded lettuce, to be exact. And you can see the napkin up under the tacos. So I just take the napkin and just fold it in half and just put the tacos on top. And then we're going to go in with some cilantro. And this plate will be made with no cheese. But I guarantee you, when I make my plate and I present this to you at the end, it's going to have cheese on it, because I'm a cheese lover. I can go in the refrigerator and grab a hunk of cheese out and just go to town on it. So here is the plate for other people, but this is not my plate. Trust and believe. So we're finishing the dressing with the onions and the lettuce and the tomatoes. And then, just for the sake of speed again for the video, and I don't want to bore you guys, you're going to see the finishing result of the plate, which is mine. And do not leave me any negative comments, because I love ketchup on my tacos. Hope you guys enjoy.